going right now, but weekend are probably having a lot of actions on card internationally, but nationally we also do have some games that probably will be coming like the second half of the league that will be having a couple of games that will be coming tomorrow, this time around, not today or even Thursday. I've loved the way that the games have been shifted in right there. Owen is guys, my name, I have Linda Susie and early kickoff for Manchester United against Everton is one of the biggest things we are heading to. 3:30 East African time. We shall be getting right there. Susie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen. Good afternoon, viewer out there. You're most welcome. 2 to 3, we're in the house. And then I'll kick off, yes, for there is a Manchester United. And then later on, at about 8:30, we'll be seeing some dangerous clash. Arsenal, Brentford. And then I think the biggest will be tomorrow, seeing there is a Liverpool up against Manchester City.
Yep. 9th March 2024, it's going to be a Super Sunday yet again, where you will be seeing also, but for today's 9th March, I'm saying, for those who maybe could be, it's 9th March 2024, today and tomorrow will be 10th. So tomorrow is a Super Sunday, where you'll be seeing Liverpool against Manchester City. It's a clash of the Titans, and that will be coming right there, and which team probably would be winning is going to be there. I've just heard for today, the Elephants have said they will be on top. So we shall be waiting to see. The good enough, I should say the giant elephant already died last season.
So the one remaining is
the young one, that
the baby elephant.
You know, when the baby elephant starts growing, sometimes things happen. So we shall be waiting to see what exactly that comes with. But all in all, it's one of the biggest things that we shall be talking about today. Before we get to all that, let's summarize it right there. Yesterday, we did see preparations for that is team young Pakwach youngsters, probably after they came back, and there was happiness in the Pakwach after all what has happened right there. So they are looking forward to see that this needs to be in the pole position. Now, Susie, the Africa Games are continue, and Uganda has also represented in the swimming, and Uganda swimmers have said that they are eyeing for a treasured Olympic slot, and that is the 13th Africa Games in there. The day's menu of 100 meters freestyle is one thing that will be there for the men and both men and women, of course, respectively. That will be coming. Then there's the 200 butterfly, men and women also. Then there's the 800 meters freestyle timed finals that will be coming in there, and at the same time the 4 times 100 meters that will be coming in there. It's a free relax mixed that will be coming. So Uganda, we have seen names that have gone there, the usual names, the likes of Gloria Muzito, the likes of Tara Naluozo, who have also made in there. And of course they completed the 100 meters freestyle women's cluster that came in there. But of course names like Tendo and of course Mukalanzi has also they have also been very good, and Kwanmi, who of course will swim in that is the 100 freestyle meters for the men in there. Uganda is trying to dominate in all the sports discipline, and they want to represent in the African Games. Good idea or bad one, or are they spoiling our money? Because I did see in the parliament where a goat that costed 7.5 million.
Ugandans are very interesting people, by the way. But when it comes to the sporting arena, I would like to say that it's quite a very good thing to actually see that Ugandans get to represent in all aspects of there is a sport. We've seen our own people doing so well in cricket, and yet those days cricket was being looked at as something not for the country. And then we've seen ourselves also doing very well in there is athletics. And then yesterday we won. The other day Hippos did us also proud, and this time around we are crossing to there is a swimming. It's quite a very good one to actually see that we are representing. And by the way, I don't know if the tables are turning in for us. We are quite doing very well in all of these, I should say, genres of sports. Genre is for music. But then in all of these aspects of sports, I should say we are quite doing so well. And by the way, there is a summon squad for there is the senior team Uganda Cranes that are slated to equally also play Morocco somewhere somehow. So we will see if they will win that game. Then I will say the tables have turned around for there is a team Uganda, because look at cricket, we did so well. basketball, we did so well. Athletics, the same thing. Cricket, the same thing. And now we are indulging into there is a swimming. And I'm quite pretty sure that we'll do something good in the African games in there is the swimming category.
All right, today, of course, you should say here is the completion of Ugandan athletes and teams that will be participating today in action Saturday 9th, of course, May 2024, with a couple of things. In that is the ongoing 13th African Games in Accra, Ghana. Now, of course, swimming is one category that is right there. The women's 100 meters freestyle heat time will be taking place. That is one thing that has been going. I think it's still going on. It's because it was supposed to be at 1 p.m. East African time. Gloria Anna Mutuze will be, of course, that is the heat 3, while, of course, Tara Anna Mkozi Naluoza will also be in that race, by the way, in the heat 4, and Boteman or Sports Complex, that's where they will be tussling it out. The men's have the 100 freestyle heat, which of course has already started also at 1:25 p.m. That was today, and Carlton Joel Tendo is is one of the representatives for Uganda. Heat 2, and then of course Heat 4 is Tendo Kalanzi right there. So those names will be making Uganda prouder. In football today, the women's football tournament is also going on, as Uganda will be taking on Tanzania at that is Cape Coast Stadium, and that game will be kicking off at 8 p.m. So we will be expecting that right there. Before we get to the rest of the games, I want us to talk about the Uganda team in there now. Of course, Uganda will be tussling it out this time round in the women's category. That means Botes and her team will be looking forward to see that they really get the success in the first encounter that they will be having against Tanzania right today. A very good pitch ground, Cape Coast is where they will be.
I would like to say that the team that is under Cheryl Botes is quite a very rejuvenated team. In that, if you look at the girls, ever since Botes, I think, stepped in office, they have been doing trainings here and then all that, except for the ladies that have crossed out to the likes of the Nalujas, the Shamiras, and the rest that have crossed out to, of course, indulge in international football that definitely, I should say, could be paying better. But then, when their game days summoned and brought back to train with the ladies that are within the country. Most of the girls in that squad come in from there is Kawempe Muslims, and then Kampala Queens and the rest. So basically, I think the daily trainings, the daily take-ons in the trainings and all that brings in some little energy out of the ladies. And trust me, that team, I don't know why I have so much trust in. There is Cheryl Botes, there is the lady there is in charge of the female squad of Uganda. There is a Uganda Crane. So basically, that team going in for any game, I always give in a positive for them unless otherwise. And you literally see in that when these girls get into the game of play, they are always fighters. They work so hard to see that they come up with a win. Especially the girl in the up front, there is a Fazila Ikwaputa and all that. She literally always sees and pushes to it that she gets a goal to her name. So basically, any team that goes up against the Cranes senior team, trust me, I always put up a positive for there is our own team.
She was saying it's a very big chance, and of course a moment that she needs to really show to the world that it's yet a moment for the girls to do something positive, and we shall be expecting to see whether the girls will also be doing the same, because it's one of the biggest things that they can achieve going into the African. Because I did tell you when they won against Cameroon, it was a very happiness in the team, and they are looking forward to see that this is now going to be the chance for them to also prove wrong in there. So it was through thick and thin that they qualified, but of course their qualification meant very positive for them, and that is one big thing that I want to say right there. At the same time, you would see that the girls have willingly put everything in place to see that they really need to achieve this. So it's one of the biggest. I expect the Uganda team to be, of course, one of the up teams that will be winning right today. So let's wait and see how exactly that would be for the game today. Not only that, there's still going to be another sports discipline, which is the badminton that I said will be taking place at that is a Boatman Sports Complex, multiple holes that will be coming right there. And the men's double round of 16 will be taking place. It already started with Amos Mayanja of Uganda, Muzaffaru Lubega, and not forget, of course, All India will be facing, that is Jean Bernard Bongwout and Julian Paul George, who will be right there. So let's wait and see. These are from Mauritanians that will be making in there. And then Expedito, Emudu, and Austin Owinyi will be taking on. That is Charles Carlos, who of course is also one big one from Benin. And then you have the mixed double round of 16 that I've given you. Muzaffari and the rest, but in the ladies category there's going to be the single round of 16, where of course Husina Kabgabi will be taking on. That is Yasmina Chimba of course Algeria. Then you have Justin Tracy Naluoza of that taking on Flora Sesi, of course Luis of Benin. Then Gladys Mirembe will be welcoming, of course, Rabiatu Ofoli of Ghana right there. And then Fadila Shamika will be taking on. That is Cindy Tonia, who of course will be also right in contest. So this is from Ghana. In the women's double round of 16, you have names like Justin Tracy Naluoza and of course Fadila who are right there taking on the lady of Gladys Akapu, who of course is also representing. Then Flora Sesi will also be representing from, that is Benin. Husina Kabuga or Gladys Mbabazi will be taking on. That is Akate Jessica or Kobita Doke. All this will be coming right today, and these are the games that will be having Ugandans involved in today's encounter. Before we get to other things, I want us to shift a little bit to football, where of course Charles Livingston Mbabazi has been confirmed fired or sacked by the that is the coach, by the Viper Sports Club, barely after like 3 months. No, he has been sacked, or 3. Okay, he has not been so much in charge of the games, but he has gone now. Reports say that he had absconded from duty, starting from, that is the work of Iganga. When they were going to face Iganga, he was not able to attend trainings for 3 days. Then the boss had to request for him to put that in written. Other sources say he didn't apologize, but his social handle today, he said he apologized. The technical team knew, and he knew why. Of course, he even gave the medical bills and the medical receipts. He was having malaria, and the malaria was high. He needed to rest, and that is one big thing. Now he is sacked. Mulindwa and the team don't want anything, nonsense. And he says, for him as Mbabazi, he says we should leave football politics. Because he had already informed, we should leave football politics. Could they have gotten another issue? Because that statement there, you would see that there's something maybe.
Very huge, yeah. That statement is huge. It could be, I would relate it to a proverb where there is a lot that is hidden underneath. And Mbabazi being sacked just like that, with the statement that actually he has come up with on his social media handle, would literally tell us that he wasn't expecting this. And then secondly, he really wasn't ready to leave Vipers maybe about halfway before the whole season gets to a conclusion. And it's quite a very bad one. If at all he comes and says that he sent in his medical bills and our technical team was aware of his sickness, okay, fine. The team is not owned by the technical bench or by the technical personnel. So he really needed to probably maybe communicate to there is a Lawrence Mulindwa about the original owner over there is a team of Vipers. But then that has happened, and he just needs to recollect himself and basically recollect himself and get ready for the next move. But for me, all I know is Mbabazi tactically is a very good coach, by the way. Mbabazi is a very good tactician and all that. apart from a few of the issues that always come here and there, of course, when you're sick, you abscond duty and all that, basically duty because you need medication, you need rest and all that. So, Mbabazi, to me, from the information that you've just given us that he put up on his social media handle, clearly states that he literally didn't see this and did not expect this to come at such a time of the season.
Let me read you direct from that is the write-up. This is Mbabazi on FB or Facebook. After, of course, like some 4 hours ago, I was told to write a formal explanation why I didn't show up for training for 3 days by the club, which I did. I was down with malaria. My technical team and the club management were aware of it. And I gave the club hospital medical forms and bills. Let's leave football politics. Simple, and that is what he has said. So it's so challenging that has happened, but we shall be waiting to see what next for Mbabazi. The question is, what next for Mbabazi?
I really don't see Mbabazi languishing in the airs for quite some time. He has always found where to stay. He has always other clubs still want to, by the way, work with him. Although there is a lot in him. When you go to his previous, you'll get to see that he's always on the move. You call him you always say journeyman. He's a journeyman. But literally, I think Mbabazi won't last for a very long time before another club officially also gets him on board, unless otherwise he equally wants to take a rest. But I think currently right now, where he is at the helm of his career, he really wouldn't want to take that very break from football. He's always passionate about giving out ideas to young talented boys. He's passionate about sharing the ideas and the experiences that he has to turn out into a better thing. So definitely I wouldn't really see him resting for quite some time. Trust me, in a space of a few days or a few weeks, we would literally see him also being unveiled at a certain club. He's good tactically, that is it.
If I would say Mbabazi should rest from football for now, maybe for a year, and wait for another option. Very many coaches have done that. They rest and wait for better offers that come in there. But this is a coach who, of course, is every time. Now, what I also didn't like was the comment from the former PR or the former on social media. Those are some of the things that keep coming. And you see, all those things that keep going are a little bit challenging. But all in all, it is one big thing that comes in there. So, yeah, Mbabazi is off. Viper Sports Club, there is waiting for what exactly could come next for him. Yesterday, full of draws, where we did see URA play 1-1 with Bull Football Club. Maroons played 0-0 with Chitara. Saltillo Bright Star was held by, that is Mbarara City in their own home. So, one thing you would say is Maroons getting Chitara in a 0-0 draw. Wow.
Maroons as home. Maroons as home. And we've seen Chitara go to other people's homes and beating them and picking all the 3 points from there. And literally, that has been the trend. That has been, I should say, that has been the tradition that Chitara made themselves known for. But Maroons is one side that is very tough at home. You collecting all maximum points at Luzira, trust me, it's quite very hard. Unless otherwise, one, Maroons, literally, I don't always see them leaving out all the 3 points. You always share in spoils with there is a team Maroons. So I didn't see Chitara going in at Luzira and collecting all the 3 points just like that and coming back without seeing the likes of the Turude Abels, the likes of the Amarcos and the rest fighting in for tooth and nail to see that at least they should share something. Chitara should not collect all there is the 3 points. That is something that actually because Maroons currently, if you look at the current squad, if you look at their form, I think they sit at position number 4, and that is not so bad. They are on form, they are fighting to see to it that actually they don't sink in more and more. And then another thrilling game for me was the URA game. That was the URA game, and if you look at the URA game, I think URA scored first in there is minute 1. And if you look at that goal, it was a very classic one and all that. So basically, we already anticipated that. I clearly remember I had gone in for a 1-1 in there is the URA game, and it came out like that. Magically, most of the games that turned out to be draws, just like how you have given us the full scores of the games that went down yesterday.
Yeah, now when we look at what exactly is happening right now, very many things are happening. And Uganda itself has summoned names that are probably going to be representing. Paul Put has gotten very many names in there. And this time around, there are some names that he has even picked up that very many could have not known over. Give us the list of those names first, and then maybe we can get to analyze them.
Uganda Cranes is set to play 2 friendly games. There is one against Comoros, and then the other is against Ghana. The game of Comoros versus Uganda will be on 22nd March, and then Uganda versus Ghana will be there is on 26th March. And then the goalkeepers, we have Tom Ikara, who plays for Bull, and then Jack Kumakech, who is Vipers, and then Giosiu Belagambi, who plays in Huddersfield Town in England. And then in the defending department, we have Kenneth Semakula Villa, Elvis Wonono, Miren FC, Bevis Mugabi, we have Toby Sibik, we have Halidi Lualilwa, we have Timothy Awanyi, we have Nicholas Mwere, and Dennis Kaka Omwenyi, who plays for there is a Soltilo Bright Stars. And then in the midfielding department, we have about 5 names. There is Alan Chambade, we have Ronald Sechiganda, Bobosi Vyaruhanga, Moses Opondo, Travis Mutiaba, and then Ashraf Mugume, who plays for there is KCCA. And then in the forwards, where of course you will be expecting there is the goals to come through from. We have Milton Karisa, who plays for Vipers. We have Dennis Omedi Chitara, top scorer. We have Rogers Kasim Mato, who plays for Brera Strumika. We have Moses Aliro, who is a player over URA. We have Stephen Mukwala, who plays for Asante Kotoko FC in Ghana. We have Muhammad Shaban, who plays for there is a KCCA, and then Fahad Bayo, who is in Czech. And then we have Carl James Muchaguzi, who plays for Athlone Town in Ireland, and then Shafiq Kakande, who plays for Solitilo Bright Stars. Quite a couple of unfamiliar names, I would say, at this time that have come through in the squad.
Do you think there's anybody missing in that team?
No, the team could be full, but there could be equally names that are missing in.
All right, when you look at what exactly is happening right now, there are very many names. Names like Khalid Awucho were mentioned in the team. Khalid Awucho is the current captain of Uganda Cranes, by the way. And he is out injured. He has a minor injury that he got, and he has gone for a minor surgery. So he has gone for it. He has undergone that successfully, which of course will keep him out for the 3 weeks actions that will be coming right there. Not only him, there has been also one, by the way, name that has been was summoned, the left back holder Zizi Kayondo, who of course is one name that was also there, and captain of that is Khalid Awucho. So these 2 would be in there, but there's a name called Carl James Mujaguzi. Very many would be wondering who he is and where, of course, he comes from. He's a central midfielder. If you look at that midfield position, he has been a very good player. Of course, plays for Athlone Town in Ireland, and he has gotten himself a very big one. He has been named in the Cranes team for that is the 2 friendlies to test and see what exactly is. But of course, he's left. He left Uganda for Sweden in 2014 and played for that is IFK Castellón and BK Olympics before joining that is Athlone Ali this year. So that's a new figure or a new name in there into the books of Paul Put for Uganda Cranes. Then you have also the Hearts defender Toby Sibik, who has also been mentioned or called into the team. And if you look at him, he has been named in the Uganda Cranes team and will be in that friendly that will be coming right there. Sadiq was born in London to a Ugandan mother, but of course an English father that is going to be right there. He previously played for Wimbledon and Barnsley, If you look at these names, you will see them that they're in the championship in England. So that's a team that he has been playing for. So it shows you that the two sides, probably the two boys who have been added into the books, will bring in something maybe into the team. I don't know, because of the the atmosphere outside, maybe the tactics and this. I don't know whether it will fit and make sure, but that is what is coming in there. So those two are the names coming in from elsewhere. Now we're taking a break, and when we come back, we shall be coming back to give you more of the international stories and the games today, before we say bye-bye to you from wherever you're catching the show live from.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
From that break, still West Nile Television, Whistle Time Live right here. And of course, international, a couple of games that will be coming right today with a couple of teams, of course, trying to strengthen their teams and clubs to see that they push it very, very far wherever they will want to be. But all in all, I want to say a big game coming right this afternoon at Old Trafford, as Manchester United will be welcoming the Toffees. I'm talking about the Everton Football Club right today at 3:30 East African time. That game will be right there. Now United will be looking forward to see that they really get back to winning ways after thrashing by Manchester City right there. Now, of course, in the news coming right there, Marcus Rashford and John Evans are, of course, both available for the Manchester United, despite being substituted against Manchester City earlier on because, of course, the injuries. But, of course, the youngster Omari Fossen is also absent yet into the team that will be coming right there. Rasmus Højlund, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire again miss out. Of course, could be in that moment that they will not be able, but of course they may feature against the game of Liverpool Football Club. That's the news I can give you right here. But of course, long-term absentees still include Lisandro Martinez right there. Now, of course, Everton's boss, Sean Dyche, did also communicate to the press about his team that he will be, of course, says that Idrissa Gana Gueye is unlikely to return from that is his groin injury for that is this match. However, Dyche said that this is going to be a very big one, and of course not completely ruled out the midfielder from being right there. This is one big thing, Susie. We're starting in there. Manchester United, if you look at the two teams are meeting, I want to say that Everton, they have just won twice at Manchester United's Old Trafford every time in the previous 10 games that they have played, and United of course, vying for that is the 41st Premier League victory against Everton, which of course could be a record holding if case they win the game today. What is your take about this early kickoff?
Early kickoff, yes, but if you look at the previous stats between there is a Manchester United and Everton, you literally get to see that the odds to me will be favoring Manchester United. But Manchester United quite has a very long list of there is a long list of I would say injuries that actually you have just given us the likes of the Mason Mount midfielder, Malaysia, Wan-Bissaka, Højlund, Maguire, Martinez, Martial, Luke Shaw, and Fossen. Those are quite that is quite a very long list of there is a long list of injuries for Manchester United. This could, by the way, affect them. But if you look at Everton, Everton only has 3 out injured players that are there. But then for the stats, I think Manchester United has won more of the encounters that they have had with Everton, whereas Everton has won only 2. So basically, this is going to be quite a very good one for Manchester to actually pick up from the previous losses that they have had over the previous 2 games, yes. And they could use this as an alternative to, by the way, adding 2 points to their names that could literally lift them up in the position that they're currently sitting in.
As I talk right now, of course, if you look at United, by the way, Erik ten Hag has not lost any game against Everton. 4 games so far he has played, he has never lost any game. But of course, for Everton Football Club, they're also looking forward to see that this is going to be the end of their day, to see that they stop the 10 Premier League games and of course not winning. They have drawn 5 times. They have lost 5 times. So that's around 10 games played, and they haven't won any game in the English Premier League right there. This is one big one. But of course, Everton are also winless in each of their 9 top flight matches this season against any giant or against any team that is currently in the top 6 right there. So it's a very frustrating for Everton. But Sean Dyche looks into that. Now, there's going to be Bournemouth taking on Sheffield United, and then Crystal Palace will be welcoming Luton as Wolves takes on Fulham, and Arsenal will be taking on Brentford right there. Now, let's look at the game between Wolves and Fulham. Fulham has been on form. Wolves equally has been on form. What are we expecting in today's encounter?
Wolves and Fulham, I am almost going in for a draw. But if you look at Wolves, I would say Wolves to me is a better side because basically Wolves, we've seen Wolves giving a lot of headache to there is giant clubs. The giant clubs I'm talking about the likes of the Manchester United. We saw them suffering in the hands of Arsenal. We have Manchester City and the rest. So Wolves basically, to me, I always say Wolves is very slippery. They're a side that when they are going in up against the Giants, you literally see them playing in out their hearts. You see them, of course, beating even the Giants. But then away, they are going against average teams that they, of course, take the same weight with. You basically don't see Wolves working very hard. But this time around, I think it's going to be a very huge one for there is a Wolves to see to it that they get all the 3 points. But I'm seeing a draw in this very encounter.
Now, Wolves duo I'm talking about, one of them is Jose Sa, who has been one of the outstanding, and Pedro Neto could be, of course, both featuring despite, of course, their substitution in the last game against Newcastle United last weekend with the minor injuries that came in there. But, of course, the forward, Hang Heng, you could call him Hang Hing Chan is the name, and Matthias Akuda will not be right there because according to reports that was given by the coaches yesterday that they will be remaining sidelined due to a few issues that will be right there. But of course for Fulham, there are a man by the name, the midfielder Joe Palino is also not going to be right available for the game after even the one match ban that is going right there. Striker Raul Jimenez will be returning for Fulham because after this is a former player from Wolverhampton Wanderers, so they will be looking forward to see that he starts maybe to give that pressure. If you look at what exactly statistics show, that the head-to-head shows that Fulham are of course winless in 17 league and cup games. Of course trips to that is Wolverhampton Wanderers since a 4-0 win in that is the old Division 2 back in March 1985. This has been a very big one. So the London side failed to, of course, score in any of that is their games that they have been making here and there. So it's a very big one. But of course for Wolves, they have lost 3-0, and that is Newcastle United last weekend, if you remember, which has not been a very, very good one. But Gary O'Neill's side will be looking forward to say that they really console themselves after failing to score in one of their past 20 Premier League at home games, of course in the 2-0 defeat. So that's one big thing that is happening right now. So we're expecting a very big change in this game today, but of course we are also expecting a complex game that will be running right there. So with that, I want to say Wolves I put aside. Arsenal comes to that is Emirates, and they will be welcoming of course Brentford right there. What do we expect from that Brentford team?
Arsenal and Brentford in the last 5 encounters that they have been having, we've had Arsenal win 4 of all the encounters, and and drawing 1 out of there is 5. And then if you look at the injury list, Arsenal has about 3 key players that are out injured. We have Saka, who will not be there. We have Martinelli, and then Jurien Timber. Those are some of the names that you wouldn't really expect to see. There is the team of Arsenal. And then looking also at the injury list over there is a Brentford. They equally have 3 names to their injury list. They have Pinnock, who is a defender who is out injured, and then they have Mbeumo, who is a midfielder, plays a shirt number 19, who will also not be featuring in this game. And then lastly they have Skeda, who is a midfielder, shirt number 9 for Brentford. He equally is out injured, and the date of return unknown. So 3-3 on all injury lists. But to me, for Arsenal is quite very massive. Saka, Jurien Timber, and the colleague out.
Yeah, yesterday I was watching the press conference of Mikel Arteta, and of course he did say, of course you could be expecting Gabriel Jesus and Bukayo Saka in this game today, probably for late fitness, and that will be an additional probably right there. In case he doesn't start, then you will see him maybe on bench right there, because that's one big. But of course David Raya will not be playing this game. It is going to be the other custodian to fit in, because Ramsdale will have to fit in against this game because of is ineligible to play for that is against his club or his parent club right there, while of course Alexander Zichenko and Tomiyasu are unlikely are still not going to be playing, so they will be out. But Ivan Toney is back and fit for that is the team of Brentford, the Bees, to see that they go into the Emirates Stadium to see that they've sealed this up. And just like you already gave up about the Enochs and the rest, the Pinnocks and the rest, they will not be into the game. But Brentford's only win against Arsenal in their past 10 meetings was a 2-0 home, that is their first Premier League encounter in August 2021. So this shows something right there. But Arsenal have won all 7 of their Premier League matches in 2024, scoring 31 goals and conceding just 3. That shows you what exactly they are able and capable of doing. So a rejuvenated, on form and quick pointer of Arsenal will be right there. But of course, if Bukayo Saka is not going to be there, Gabriel Jesus is probably going to be coming back. You still have options. The Trossards, the Jesus, probably that is one thing I think Arsenal is having as a weapon right there. So I don't see anything bad
with the team Arsenal. And on the tables, I think 21 points for Brentford up against 61 points for Arsenal. To me, Arsenal is actually at a better position. All odds and guns are targeting Arsenal for this very win.
Arsenal wins today, they will go to 63 points. A goal difference will be separating them. With Liverpool, Liverpool waits for Man City, and they play tomorrow, and we shall be waiting to see. That's why I'm saying the small elephant will just go and test maybe the wins
be there for
right
some
there,
hours,
and then later on
hand over the position,
and then comes back and maybe gives over, says please take your sport officially, and that's one big thing. So it's going to be a tough game, but tomorrow Liverpool plays Man City. How would you see the weight of the game?
Liverpool, Man City, 2 good coaches, 2 good teams, 2 good players everywhere. So this is going to be a very tough one. The few injuries, if you see the previous 5 games that these people have played, they've had 2 wins each. Liverpool has 2 wins. Manchester City has 2 wins. They've had 1 draw. So basically, it's a little bit hard to decide here. Liverpool, this time around, has run riot. They're beating people for fun. Manchester City, yes, summer we saw them struggling in for games, for wins, but now they are back. You had earlier said the clash of Titans. It's going to be quite a very tough one. And if you look at the injury list for Liverpool, I should say they're not so very key players for Liverpool, but then we've seen Liverpool even winning games when they have out-injured players. We have Alisson, we have Alexander-Arnold, and then we have Jones. For Manchester City, we have Doku, we have Darwin Núñez, and then Grealish out there who are out injured. Quite some numerous names for Manchester City, but I don't think this will equally affect Manchester City. Very tough one for them tomorrow.
Against Liverpool, Man City, Man U played a false number 9 today. They have gone with Marcus Rashford. Let me give you the lineups and we say bye-bye. Now, of course, Onana and Ray starts at Old Trafford today for United, and then Dalot and Lindelof left and right back respectively. Evans and Varane will be partnering up again. No change yet into that defense that played against Team Manchester City, as Maino, Kobe and Casemiro sitting in that deep lining midfield as the position. Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes and Garnacho will be starting yet again for the final third advanced role in that defense. That means Marcus Rashford will be leading the lines. But for that is the team of Everton. Jordan Pickford goes in for the 4-4-1-1 formation, and of course Mikalenko, Braithwaite, the Manchester United target, and of course Tarkowski, the captain of the team, will be partnering up with Braithwaite, and of course Godfrey sitting on that is the right hand side, whereas Harrison, Onana, Ghana, and of course McNally will be sitting in that 4 holding, of course 4 advanced and 4 holding midfield role, and Dakure will be sitting in front of them as the key man to supply, that is the man Beto, who is very active in the play. And that's how exactly the 2 teams will be lining up against each other in the early lunchtime encounter that will be taking place right there. It's an early kickoff that will be coming right there. We shall be waiting to see what exactly that will be like for the 2 sides right there. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, the Gomez and the Youngs will all be right there. But of course, what do you think will be the scoreline? We will be catching up right there. With that, I think we come to the end of today's show. We can round up, and probably catching again on Monday to have more of that is the roundup from what exactly has happened from the weekend right here on West Nile Television. Good afternoon.